And there was a moment, and I should clarify this by saying overall, it's not a black against white movement down on the ground. We have plenty of white allies and Asian allies. There's people all over the world that are standing in solidarity with the movement in Ferguson. And it was really cool for me as a brother of Jason to see the risk that he was willing to take to be in solidarity with our team, with going so far as to be arrested, even though it was not intentional, seeing him locked up in chains and welcoming him once he got out the prison and having to care for his son as a group when he was arrested. It did bring us closer as brothers as well.
Did you get your phone to work eventually, and who'd you call?
Yes and no. I could not call my wife because cell phones are set up to block collect calls. You can only do collect calls from the jail cell. And so I tried calling her 10 times. She went through all the protocol to get her cell phone unlocked. It's not with the cell phone company, it's with the justice system, and couldn't get it to work. So I couldn't get a hold of her. Thankfully, they had you write a number on your arm that was jail support, where volunteers come in and give money and time to help people that get put in jail. When they told me to do it in training, I was like, yeah, this is a little over the top, because everybody's putting the number right there. I put it up here under my sleeve because I was like, I'll never use it. But I had the phone is on a wall and you can't pick it up. You have to put your ear up against it. And I'm 6 foot and it's at 4 feet level. So I'm sitting there and you have to push in a button to get the dial tone and then dial. So I have to read the number off of my arm. And I got a hold of jail support, and jail support became my savior. And I'll be forever grateful to the people I don't know who helped get me free.
So they facilitated you getting out without having to post bond or something?
No, they posted my bond, paid for it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a tremendous picture, as a pastor, of what Christ did for me. He paid the price for my freedom, and I didn't deserve it.
Well, I'm sure that's a matter of opinion. Anthony, when you went the first time, well, you referred to how going in there made you realize there was something different there on the ground than what we were getting in the media. What's an example of that?
Well, one example is when we were in Canfield, walking around and talking to the residents who were immediately impacted by the shooting of Mike Brown. We'd often see these impromptu democratic dialogues among the members of the community, young people, gangsters, people with tattoos, and the places where most people would be afraid to go. And we went right into those environments, and we just wanted to hear this pain that they were expressing. When you see on TV a young boy saying F the police, that sometimes stops the conversation for a lot of people. But we got to see behind that statement, why are you saying that? And as Lacey pointed out so well, we saw that oftentimes their critique of the problem that they were facing and their needs and their vision for the future was better than anything we've ever heard at Ivy League institutions. And these are some very sharp individuals. They don't always get the airplay though.
Last question, short answer. Do you feel like this is going to make a difference, what you personally have done? Will that make a difference, Lacey?
It's made a difference in my world. And this passion we all have and this love we all have for one another, I truly believe it will make a difference in Denver. We learned from the young people in Ferguson, and we wanted the young people in Denver to feel that energy. And yesterday, 1,000 people walked out of East High School, and I walked with them out of support. Yes, I definitely think it will make a difference. It's just the work has just begun.
Our group, in tandem with some other local groups, associations, is beginning to form, and we have formed a list of objective items that we want to see happen locally here. And we will partner with Ferguson Action and the other people on the ground in Ferguson. And we pretty much have said that we're prepared to do whatever we can non-violently through civic disobedience to disrupt and shut down Denver until justice is taken seriously in our communities. And so that will be made available on a website tomorrow that will be published called 99state.com, 99thstate.com. And we're looking to, our first objective, for example, is to have a meeting with youth in our city, ages 16 to 30, and public officials to ask, what are you doing to build a city that's going to protect young people and not just a city that's prettier and more progressive economically?